Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So on one of my last videos, someone had commented wanting to see if I could show you guys how to nose contour, and that's basically what we're going to be doing in this video. So it's only going to be focused on nose contouring, and I'm going to show you how to contour your nose using both cream and powder products. Me personally, since I am oily skin, I do typically just stick to powder contouring on a daily basis, but sometimes, especially for like a special occasion, or if I really need to make sure that my makeup stays on point for as long as possible, then I will throw in the cream contouring as well. On clients and, you know, business, I always make sure to do cream contouring for the nose and for the rest of the face, just because it's an extra layer that, for me, I know that it's gonna stay on the client as long as possible. So just like a little disclaimer, I know like the title of this video is kind of a jokingly titled video, but in all seriousness, if you are not into the whole contouring trend, if you feel like it is too much over the top, excessive, like ridiculous and stuff like that, you're totally entitled to your opinion. Everyone is, but just a heads up, this is what this video is focused on, so if that is not your thing, then just go ahead and don't watch this video. But in all honesty too, and just my personal opinion, this is what I think the whole beauty of makeup is the fact that you don't have to technically go under the knife to want to fix something that maybe you're a little insecure about. And but first and foremost, and a rule of thumb with makeup is, without makeup you really need to have a good positive self-image of yourself, and you know, really make sure you are not trying to get down on yourself, because if that's not the case, then no amount of makeup is going to fix what you're feeling inside. So I know that was a little deep and heavy, but it's just my personal opinion. So be okay with your features, no matter if you feel like they are, you know, up to par with society or not. But either way, like, you are perfect the way you are. But, you know, makeup's fun, and why not have fun with it? So without further ado, let's move on to the tutorial.
So here is my bare nose, just pretty much covered in foundation only, and I have no other powder products. So the first thing you want to do, or what I like to do, is split up the highlighting and contouring. So first I like to highlight. I am taking my Urban Decay Naked Concealer in the shade Light Neutral, and I'm putting just a strip down the entire bridge of my nose. Then doing a little bit of what's called reverse contouring. I am taking that light concealer and making sure to put it just a little bit far up on the sides of my nose. This technique will also make your nose appear a lot slimmer before putting on the contour shade. This works best with deeper skin tones as opposed to fairer skin tones, but I thought I might as well show you as well. Once this is on, you're going to want to blend it. You can use the tool of choice. I actually think using a beauty blender works best, but mine was a little dirty, so I opted out for a brush. And as you can tell, I am not swiping or pushing the product really anywhere else. I'm keeping it in those zones, but I'm just making sure I am pressing down to make sure it blends in and melts with my foundation. You don't want to move around the product really anywhere. You just want to make sure that you don't see any harsh or obvious lines. So doing a patting or stippling motion will really make sure to get that effect that it's nice and blended, as opposed to just swiping and swirling, because all you're going to do then is just move around your product and pretty much just wipe it all off, and you're working so hard at this that's exactly the opposite of what you want to achieve. Once that is blended, now we can move on to contouring. So I am taking my Bobbi Brown Skin Stick Foundation in the shade Almond. Contour shades can be anywhere from 5 to 8, maybe 8 shades darker than your natural skin tone. This is one of those colors though, Almond and Bobbi Brown, that works pretty much well for anyone. So the first thing I like to do is put a break at the tip of my nose. The further down you put it is how long your nose will look, or how higher up. If you have a typically shorter nose, you really don't need to put a break sometimes. If you have a longer nose, the break is going to be essential. Then to contour the sides to again enhance that slim appearance. I just put 2 lines parallel on the sides of my nose, starting from my eyebrow down all the way to that visual break, so they are all 3 connecting. The farther in you put the lines together, the more slim your nose is going to appear. Now also keep in mind, this is all about visualization. I hope I said that right. I'm now putting a visual break right before my tip cuts off. That way my nose doesn't appear to be running along forever. So if you leave it alone and don't put a visual break, it'll look like your nose is a lot longer. But if you put that visual break, it tricks the eye into thinking that the nose is not as long as it's appearing to look. Then for blending, I am taking a small blending brush and just making sure to now kind of push and stipple that product downward. So I'm making sure to use whatever product I put at the very tip of the nose to make sure to spread it around through the bottom of my nose and nostrils. And then on the sides of my nose, I am pushing that product ever so slightly down onto the sides of my nose. You really want to make sure that you get the product nice and blended. An obvious nose contour will really break any look. And I'm going very carefully here not to overuse the product or to push it anywhere in a zone that it's not meant to be, and really just making sure to work the product that's at the top of my nose up into my eyebrows. Because once you have the product pushed into the eyebrows and you have your eyebrow products on, you won't be able to see this. Then getting my fingers, which is some of the best tools, I am making sure to go over the harsh lines that we weren't able to touch with the brush. Honestly, I love using my fingers for this. It works better than any other tool. But again, you could use a beauty blender for this, especially those micro beauty blenders that they now have, those itty bitty ones. They will work really great for nose contouring as well. And then just with that visual break, I am just again doing the same thing and patting up and down, making sure to melt the product into my foundation. Then I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and make sure to powder everything else before we use powder. So for powder, if you want to skip the cream contouring, just go straight to this part of the tutorial. So I'm taking a highlighting powder from the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour shades, and this is Banana, and I'm just taking this and setting that highlight area, so pushing this all up on the front of my nose down the bridge. Then taking the shade Fawn and an itty bitty blending brush, I am going to be just taking the slightest amount of product because these powders are very pigmented and they work extremely well. These are my favorite contouring and highlighting powders. And I'm just going to be pushing this and setting that nose contour. So I'm just pressing this up onto the tip and bottom of my nose and then along the sides where we had placed that cream contour. Once we place this, you're going to see that the contour looks now a lot more sharper, but since it is powder and we're using so little of it, it's not going to look super intense. And basically, like I said, you can do this on a daily basis and just do the powder contouring, or you can use it to set your cream contouring. And then I'm just going to be kind of doing a little bit of a lip contour while I'm here because I forgot to do it before, but that is for a different tutorial, so we will go back to that at a later date. Then what I think is the best part of this and the favorite part for me personally is the highlighting powder with the shimmery powder. So I'm taking the Balm's Maryloumanizer because y'all know this is my favorite highlight of all time of life. It's gorgeous and beautiful. I mean, come on, look at that shine. And I'm just actually using my fingers. You can use a small brush if you want to. But I'm just going to be putting this on the very tip of my nose and then slightly gradually working my way up to the swoop of my nose. You can put just a little bit on the swoop and the tip to give your nose a lifted appearance, or go all the way down to again enhance that slim appearance, because only the light that hits the very top of your nose will be reflecting off, giving it a slimmer appearance. So here is the completed nose contour look. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!